feel like this is the point when people start to give up. Now let's get into the fun part, my results. Over the course of 36 hours, I lost 2. Lately, I've been feeling so out of balance. There's too much food, there's too much mental noise. So I decided what better time to give myself a full body reset. I've done longer fasting before, but this time I'm testing what I think is the sweet spot. 36 hours. Long enough to reset your gut, your focus, your dopamine, but short enough that it doesn't feel impossible. The reason that I'm doing the 36-hour fast is because I have been just reaching for food super randomly. Coupled with that habit, I've been feeling a little bit more foggy and kind of sluggish. My main goals out of this fast are clarity, improved gut health, and just getting back into intentional habits. My main strategy is to stop eating tonight at 7 p.m., fast all of tomorrow, and then have breakfast the next day at 7 a.m. Now, without further ado, let's just get into it. Okay, so we are 4 hours and 22 minutes into the fast. So I'm gonna break this down stage by stage. So the first 0 to 6 hours is where your digestive system starts to rest. Basically, your body finishes digesting your last meal, and this is typically where your blood sugar would start to stabilize, where you'd start to see your insulin levels come down. This is also where, if you're experiencing any kind of like gut inflammation, you would notice that things are gonna calm down just a little bit. Anyways, a little update from me and how I'm feeling after 4 hours. Well, I had anticipated eating later, so I am actually getting a little bit hungry because I just came back from working out. But so far so good. Nothing like alarming or crazy. Tomorrow morning is going to be a big hurdle because I like breakfast. Hours 6 through 12, your body starts to use stored glycogen for energy. Mild hunger cues appear, but they're mostly habit signals and not necessarily a real need. And you may start to notice early signs of mental clarity as insulin levels stay level. I'm drinking chamomile tea. It has 0 calories in it, so it will not spike your blood sugar. I'm hoping this does something about the breakfast cravings right now because your girl is hungry. So from hours 12 to 24, your body runs through the glycogen that is stored in your liver, and it starts to switch to fat burning as an energy source. In this stage, your body starts to produce ketones and basically switches from glycogen to fat as your energy source. Ketones support your brain energy and focus. So some people say that when they start to fast, they get like this mental clarity or mental sharpness. Additionally, inflammation markers tend to drop during this period, which is amazing. And as for how I am currently feeling, I think that hours 6 through 12 are probably some of the worst, so I was able to sleep through that. I'm definitely hungry because this is the time that I would typically eat my breakfast, and obviously I have replaced it with chamomile tea. Hopefully going to do something for me. I'm gonna stick with it and see what happens. Something did happen with my weight, which I will explain at the end of this video in my results. I am officially at 17 hours in 20 seconds. I'm almost halfway through. Not gonna lie, I had a few moments of feeling a little bit shaky and like I was getting cold, but I just drank some water and I just sat really still and prayed that it would pass, and so far it's passed. I think it's because I'm used to eating breakfast at a specific time and I didn't have my breakfast, so my body is like, hello, where's the food at? But all that to say, I think that we're going strong so far. I have walked to the fridge 2 times to open just like out of habit, and obviously I'm not going to be having any of the food, but yeah, it's just very telling that I've now walked to the fridge 2 times. So I actually wanted to talk about why I'm only doing a 36-hour fast and not the 48-hour fast. So from my research, past 36 hours, your cortisol tends to rise and your body starts to take on stress. I do also understand that muscle breakdown starts to happen slightly after 36 hours. And as we go through the stages, I believe that you get kind of like 80% of the benefit doing the 36 hours without that like mental fatigue. Just a disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. This is all based on my own research. So please do your own research and definitely don't do as I do. Just because I'm doing it doesn't mean you need to do it. Definitely, yeah, do your own research. So I've decided not to exercise during the fast, and that's because fasting already elevates your cortisol. So adding workouts will just increase it even more. I've decided just to get some movement in by getting my steps in. We are currently at 19 hours and this is my typical lunchtime. So I have the expectation that I'm going to get another wave of like hunger. I also noticed that I wasn't getting like a headache. I'm not getting like a full-on headache, but I definitely feel like it could come on. So the reason hydration is so important is as your insulin drops, your body releases stored glycogen and water follows glycogen. The issue is that you also lose electrolytes in this process. So that's why sometimes people feel lightheaded, shaky, maybe nauseous. So I put some sea salt in some water and it tastes disgusting, but it should solve the issues. 20 hours in, I'm starting to feel really grumpy and really hangry. I'm getting like really deep hunger cues and my headache is coming on. So I'm going to drink some water and hopefully this 2-hour meeting can just distract me. I feel like this is the point when people start to give up. So we're gonna try and get through this. I'm at 22 hours in my fast and I'm at what I would consider kind of like a critical point because I feel very weak and shaky and like I feel like my blood sugar is just crashing. So I did some research to try and figure out, okay, like how can I move past this? This is the period where your body really changes from using glycogen stores to ketones. And the issue is that it takes time to, I guess, switch energy systems. And right now, I feel like I'm failing. Anyways, I feel like this is the time where we regret the commitments that we've made. At this point, I'm really not feeling good and I have to go train clients and I'm just trying to battle it out. I'm in the final stretch, 24 to 36 hours. In this time frame, autophagy ramps up, old damaged cells are broken down and recycled, dopamine sensitivity starts to improve, and your brain's reward system becomes more balanced. Hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin recalibrate, which helps reduce random cravings. Your gut lining begins mild repair. It's basically a rest day for your digestive system. And allegedly, your mood and clarity often stabilize here, and you feel calmer and less reactive. 25 hours in, I literally just finished with my clients and I don't know if like my mental clarity has increased, but I don't feel too bad. I'm definitely hungry and I don't know about this thing where you forget that you're hungry because I'm not forgetting. Just under 10 hours to go. I can't even emote at this point. I'm hungry. I'm struggling. The next time I see you, we will have surpassed 36 hours. I literally had one of the worst sleeps. I just kept on waking up and I was like irritated and hungry. If you're watching this, have you done a 36-hour water fast or any other type of fasting? I'd love to know. Comment down below. That was a lot harder than I remember. I feel like after hour 20, it was just a massive struggle. I chose to break my fast with two things that were quite gentle. Blueberries, because they're pretty easy to digest, they're low glycemic, and they have fiber and antioxidants in them. And bone broth, because it has protein in it, and it's pretty easy on your digestive system. And it helps you replenish your electrolytes. I also had a little bit of protein powder. Now let's get into the fun part, my results. I feel lighter overall, not just physically, but mentally too. I definitely noticed that I was not craving random junk food. I really actually just wanted to eat real food. Right now, I feel like my energy is pretty good. Over the course of 36 hours, I lost 2.8 pounds, which sounds really exciting on paper, but I wanted to talk about this a little bit. Most of the 2.8 pounds is just water weight. What happens is your insulin levels drop, your body uses your glycogen, and water follows glycogen. So essentially, you are losing a lot of water weight. What happens when you start to eat normally is your body replenishes its glycogen stores and you regain that water weight. The reason I wanted to highlight this is because doing a one-off fast is not really a weight loss solution. Now, obviously, under medical supervision, there are extended fasting protocols for people in different situations. But for the average person, I don't think doing 1 or 2 extended fasts is really a weight loss tool. I think weight loss really comes from your lifestyle and your exercise habits. Longer fasting is also a lot difficult for women's hormones, so just be cognizant if you are a woman and you are fasting, maybe do some research around what is the best protocol for you. What really got me interested in longer term fasting is actually insulin resistance. I think that in North America, we have a lot of packaged food and we have historically been taught to eat breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. And when you eat, especially anything high in carbohydrates, your body releases insulin to move the glucose from your bloodstream to your cells. The problem is that we're eating before the insulin is actually able to come back to baseline. So over time, your body just starts to produce more and more and more and more and more insulin. And over time, your cells stop responding as well. You feel more hungry. You get more random cravings. You might notice that you feel sluggish from eating. Your energy just kind of fluctuates a lot. And if you are trying to lose any body fat, it's going to be incredibly difficult. So by implementing a longer fast, your body essentially gets a break from managing the chronically high blood sugars. So when you're fasting, your insulin levels drop and your cells basically become a little bit more sensitive. When your insulin is lower, your body is actually able to burn fat. When your insulin levels are high, your body is essentially in like a fat storing mode. In parallel, let's say you're working a desk job and every single day your manager is telling you that you have a task, another task, and you've never finished the first task or the second task, and it just keeps on piling up. What happens is you burn out. It's the same thing. So when you're finally giving your body a break, this allows your cells to become more insulin sensitive again. And finally, your ghrelin levels and your leptin levels, which are your hunger hormones, will start to rebalance. Anyways, let me know if you've ever done any type of fasting, whether it be extended fasting or intermittent fasting. How do you implement this in your life? I would love to know.